Hi there. Hello. Welcome and thank you for being here. Let's get you some clarity, see what Spirit would like you to know to be helpful. This reading is timeless and collective. So see what feels like it resonates, and always follow and trust that divine guidance in you, to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe. The answer is always in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the archetypes. I'm going to read the card intuitively, and then we'll go to the book at the end and go full circle and see how it blends with the rest of the messages that comes through. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all, the prayer. There's something that's going to come through like an answered prayer. I just saw dominoes. So I feel like it's interesting. I feel like you're the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega. It's like you were at the beginning. Maybe you were the catalyst to get something to move, or you already set something up, got it ready. Maybe something had to fall down. Maybe somebody else is at the beginning and you're at the end. I feel like there's something about the end result being a surprise, or a prize. Like I'm getting like finale, but with like confetti and stuff, like something you didn't expect. I also feel like something's coming around the corner, or something happened maybe around the bend, kind of out of sight. I'd heard out of sight, out of mind, but maybe that was for a reason, because I feel like there's a chain of events that needed to happen for something to be in an energy of like fruition. I keep seeing that confetti. So I do feel like maybe it's a party, but I feel like it's reason to celebrate. But maybe there was like a lot of components in a situation that maybe by divine direction had to be orchestrated for everything to align perfectly for you. And I don't know why that's coming through with this. It also looks like you're reaching your hand out of a nest. It does kind of look like there's a little egg there, but the egg has a star on it. So maybe this is bringing you to a wish come true, or you are the star energy, or you should be the star player in this situation. Maybe something was kind of, I hear nestled. Maybe you were sitting on something for a while since it was an egg. Maybe you were sitting on something to hatch, but waiting a little too long, or maybe you left before it had the warmth or the incubation to really be like nurtured. But I feel like if you left a situation, it's weird. I feel like it was still being nurtured, because it looks like there's all of this spiritual light here. I feel like Spirit took over to help you out with something that maybe you felt was a lost cause, or got caught in the tangle, because I feel like there's also something here. Now I see it as hay. So maybe it's almost like this prayer that's being answered is like finding a needle in a haystack. You're going to find the needle. I also feel like with that hay, it's reminding me of wheat. And I feel like that's connected to abundance, prosperity. I feel like there's something here where all the stars are aligning. Perfect. There's also, I don't think that's what it is, but it kind of reminds me of a brain. So I feel like maybe there's like something that's going to kind of like trigger something in the old brain files that you already knew, or you already learned, or something like that, to like come back to the forefront. Like you're going to remember something. I feel like there's going to be a very beautiful trigger for you. Like, oh, there it was. I forgot about that. Let's see. Let's go to the, this is the wisdom of the oracle. Let's just get you a couple of extra messages. I did see the stars aligning. So it looks like if some of you sent out a prayer for the right person to come into your life, or even a healing energy with a divine partnership or a soulmate bond, it looks like if that star was really far away, you're offered the spiritual string to help pull that star closer to you. There's something about a partnership here that is aligned in destiny. You are destined for. It is coming into your world for a bigger purpose than just to have a sassy partnership. There's something deeper about this. I mean, the fates are aligning for you. I feel like that's maybe how something needed to like come all together. Like that's why I see all those components, because if this has anything to do with two people, but maybe outside circumstances or people, there's free will that could have gotten something out of alignment, because I feel like here something is finally aligning. Maybe two people had to both be in spiritual alignment with their truth or with their wholeness before coming together. It could also be that the soulmate energy came into your life just like an answered prayer that maybe you didn't even pray for, but you're grateful when it comes in. And it could be that together, after meeting this person, you each align differently, not only with one another, but in all areas of your life because of this beautiful connection. It's interesting because I did want to go more neutral, but these energies still want to come through. So it looks like there's a lot of love in the air. Somebody's really thinking about you with a loving heart, or seeing you as maybe like their co-star, or as this. I get like they have stars in their eyes for you. Their heart is opening up. And for some of you, if you don't feel like this is in your energy, I do feel like most of you watching this is coming in. There's someone that's meant to be in your life. So let's go to some love. Let's see here. Let me see what I got. Be right back. I'm gonna use a different deck for this. This is that neon deck. So let's get some more clarity on the prayer, soulmates, number 41 and number 17, the fates. Tell us what would be helpful to know on love and relationships, soulmates, chemistry, answered prayers. I saw that, didn't I see that domino? Maybe you're the one at the end. Maybe somebody had a string of events that had to unfold or be aligned for them, because at the end, you're the prize. You're the gift. You're the answered prayer. Now, either side of that you may be on. Maybe you were the one seeing somebody else as, the ultimate goal, but I don't feel like you get to the end, the confetti goes off, and then it's done. I feel like there's way more after that. But for right now, this has also been coming through for you guys. There's somebody definitely watching you. You're putting a twinkle in their eye. Maybe for some of you, they're watching from afar and you have no idea this person is admiring you, thinking about you with this loving energy. This is somebody who could be a secret admirer, but they're definitely watching you, looking at you. If you got the stalking energy, that's a different situation. If somebody's kind of like a little too much, I don't feel like that's the soulmate energy, but maybe it is maybe somebody doesn't even understand how they are so obsessed with you. There's just something, they can't stop looking at you. They just want to be around you. I do feel like part of that alignment, though, is somebody like backing up a little, and I hear utilizing that awe that they have from you, maybe in their own life, because I feel like it is about changes they need to make. Focusing out, somebody's trying to be clever here. I do feel like somebody wants a clever approach to you. There's also somebody that, even if they are, look at what I'm staring at. I said all that stuff about being in alignment. Well, someone is maybe observing on how to realign their inner truth to their outer world. Maybe that is a gift you are sparking in someone's life, or each other's. I'm getting that somebody wants you to notice them, but not yet. I don't know what that means. It says notice. Maybe you do notice this person. You notice that they maybe, all right, so I'm getting this, like, almost like it's like a flirting. I'm getting flirting here, but I'm getting that it's unconscious flirting. So I'm getting that thing, like, when you're, let's just say you're like looking at someone or they're looking at you, they're just doing their own thing, but then they catch you looking, and then they know they were caught looking and look away, but there's that smirk that, like, they know they were just caught, but it's that flirt that happens away. It's like that knowingness, that little situation. I just saw that, like I feel like that's gonna happen or is happening. It's actually really sweet. I'm getting this really the natural flirts good on here, but I mean, maybe it's because there's something that's spiritually connecting you to this person. They're doing a yoga pose. There's another star here. So you are aligning with your destiny. You are reflecting this beautiful energy out, or attracting the right energy. My phone ran out of room again. So it deleted some stuff. I'm not exactly sure where it cut off. So let's just continue with somebody that's watching you, curious about you, answered prayer, keeping their eye on the prize. You are the prize. Someone else is the prize. The prize is this divine alignment. And it's somebody who's aligned now with the depth of their higher self. Harmony, balanced awareness. It is a divine connection. Should we use the divine truth? Yeah, let's do it. I do have it here. Insight, soul expansion, and soul growth. If you are connecting to or meant to be in a divine union, it is for your souls to expand and grow. This is really beautiful. So let's go to the divine truth. Let's do it. I'm gonna do this in half this time. So let's see what's going on with this divine union, the fates aligning, soulmates, and sunglasses. I just thought of ZZ Top, Cheap Sunglasses. That's a great song to come through. The cheap sunglasses. Oh, I like that song. All right, let's see. What would be helpful to know right now? What does the collective need to know about the prayer, the fates, soulmates, aligned, and sunglasses, please and thank you? That somebody's not just watching you, they're thinking about you. You're in their mind all of the time. You've inspired them with many different changes in their life. There is not one day. Either if this is a new person, as soon as they meet you, they're never gonna not think about you. You're going to be in their thoughts all of the time. It's like you're in this orbit around their head. I just thought of Satellite by Dave Matthews. Satellite in my eyes, like a diamond in the sky. How I wonder. I haven't thought of that in a while. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about you. They think you're the one for them. You're not an option. You're the one, the star. The reason, wow, those just flew out. And the reason is you. I think that's Hobo Stink. That's such a weird name for a band. What are these? Oh, you got the banana card. That's like my favorite card in here. It makes me laugh every time. All right, so, I mean, if I can't not laugh. I'm so goofy. So, if you're in alignment with somebody and it's a spiritual union, you know, it's like, even if it's just your soul connection, whether you thought you wanted it or not, there's probably some insane chemistry there. Maybe for some of you it has been a long dry spell, but I do feel like someone's thoughts over here, are they're not just, you know, thinking about what it's gonna be like when you grow old together. They are thinking about you in Sassy Town here. you really turn somebody on. So I do feel like somebody might have to take a cold shower every once in a while. Maybe they're going to the gym. I do feel like for some of you, you're going to meet this person and there's going to be this sexual tension right away. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it because it's an energy, especially, maybe you're going to hear it. If it's a soul connection, it's not just chemistry. It's not just obsession or somebody who's feeling it in their groin. Oh my God. It is going to be an energy felt in your soul. It's a different kind of turn on. So maybe that confused somebody at first if they are becoming more aligned with their higher self and recognizing that regardless of all the sexual energy that's going on there, that there's also a spiritual energy as it's fueling fire. Then I kind of feel like for some of you, you're dealing with a person that never felt that before. So maybe you never felt that before. Maybe that's why the chemistry you have with this person is off the freaking charts, or it will be when you get your sassy time together. It looks like if you're growing old together, you're gonna have a lot of time to figure that out. Somebody is looking at you like you're aging like fine wine, or they're imagining like all of the experiences they want to have in their life with you. If somebody's really seeing themselves as being old with you, this is not somebody who wants a short-lived, passionate rendezvous here. You know, this is somebody that knows you're going to turn them on for evs. I also feel like it's somebody that will do whatever it takes to make sure you're always pleased, but I don't feel like that's just in the bedroom, although I do get that. I do feel like it's somebody really wants to please you all around. Oh, these are really sweet together. You also have somebody that might be, you know, they're getting more aligned with fate. Maybe somebody didn't really believe in the soulmate thing before, and now their thoughts are changing the more they watch you from afar. Or if you're right in front of them, they watch you from across the room, and then you give that little, you know, that little sexy subliminal flirty thing that I saw before. But this could have freaked someone out a little bit in the beginning if they weren't really in tune with that kind of stuff. You know, say you're really spiritual, but this person's very practical. And I feel like you really opened up, you know, their mind, their third eye. This is somebody that knows that you are intuitive. Maybe you saw that this connection was like an answered prayer, or felt that soul connection right away. And someone kind of just thought, oh, it's just the chemistry, that'll go away, that'll fade, that's how it works. Nope, not how it works with you. So I do feel like you also maybe said some things to this person that maybe freaked them out. Maybe you foresaw some events, or I'm kind of getting that you could finish their sentences, but I'm sort of feeling like this person may have been a little freaked out, not totally freaked out, but maybe a little. That maybe they thought you were like reading their mind, which is probably because you're connected through telepathy. But at one point, your intuition scares them a little. How much do you really know about me? I mean, if you have connections through lifetimes together, or you are already connected in the 5D, in the spiritual realm, then you probably don't even know why you knew stuff about a certain person. When you meet a soulmate, usually it's that instant, like, how do I know you? Have we met before? Kind of thing. And if somebody's getting overly logical about that, maybe they were trying to talk themselves out of a situation or around something. And I feel like somebody's thoughts about that are changing. Somebody's connection feels really, I heard raw and real and true. But if they want to grow old, promise me you won't stop loving me even if we're old, gray. They want to be together forever. I feel like this person maybe was a little insecure, because I see this star energy, this powerful vibe of the soulmates, but I'm getting this thoughts like somebody maybe was an overthinker, or maybe really like to have a logical plan. I feel like this was a divine plan, not a logical situation. If someone's trying to logically think about how they emotionally feel, I even feel like they try to pull away or damper that energy, but I feel like it had to do with somebody gaining their confidence. Confidence in who they are, why you fell for them, why you're just as attracted to them as they are with you, how you see someone on equal ground, eye to eye, soul to soul, not somebody being on a platform. And I feel like somebody is gaining their confidence, but maybe that comes over time. Maybe that comes over experiences. The more you ride those pages, hey, let's continue. I put these together now. So let's just get another message on sexual tension, grow old, psychic, and thoughts. Woo. The fates, soulmates, the prayer, sunglasses, and aligned. I just heard aligning to your destiny. Are there any other messages here? Please and thank you. Career driven and thankful. So maybe this is somebody that was very focused on the dollar signs, on the pentacles, on the career, the abundance, the security. Career driven isn't a negative thing. I actually feel like for some of you, that's what was really attractive about someone. I actually see somebody that started a business when they were a kid. Maybe that never, became something big, but I feel like there was somebody who was like kind of driven, like even if it's just a project. But I see like a lemonade stand, but I feel like it's bigger than that. I actually see like somebody that, I don't know, maybe they started something kind of when they were a kid. Maybe they put it away. Maybe it segued into something else in their life. But I feel like this career energy is something that will be so much more powerful if it's connected to maybe insight that's come through spirit and God, because God wants you to be a success, but also be in a career that you enjoy and makes you happy, where this abundance just kind of flows in effortlessly, maybe the more you even let go. So maybe that's where part of this alignment is. Maybe for some of you, if you were really in the spirit zone over here, but not sure how to ground the insight that you get so that you have prosperity in your life, maybe this is a beautiful compromise of dynamics, because this person could really help you with something that can really take off. But it can't be the focus. I feel like if somebody was putting love on the back burner and always waiting for the right time, or waiting for when they were stable, or waiting for when they had the house, or waiting for when they got the good job, because I do see that somebody was a little bit insecure. So maybe this is also somebody, for some of you, that was kind of taught that what they have or what they possess or what they can provide is their worth. And if you have a spiritual connection, that's nice. That's like the cherry on top, but that is not the inner worth of who you see in somebody's soul. And even if it's that somebody thought their worth was their hots, or how good they are in bed, I feel like that can fade. But there's something about what you have with this person is not going to fade. And maybe that's why this person is thankful. Also, if you're on even ground with somebody and they want to talk to you about like career stuff or what happened at work, but maybe you give a different perspective, maybe it comes from, spiritual insight that you are gifted to help somebody succeed. But I do feel like you give a little twisteroo at how they are thinking about a certain situation, or progressing forward, or the next step to take. And I feel like it brings a depth to something. Maybe they can talk to coworkers or like other people, but there's something where your take on something is different, and I feel like they respect your insight, or they definitely should. But I mean, here somebody's super thankful for you. I also feel like somebody feels like just having you in their life, you're like You're like a good luck charm for everything working out. I mean, if somebody has spiritual love here and they have that love in their heart, they're skipping to work. You know, they're early to early to rise. So, I mean, that would make everyday changes feel different because your underlying vibration is not just in spirit and alignment. It is getting you on the path of your destiny, following the psychic clues you get, and it's a deep soul love. So that would bring success all around because you're already in the energy of love and success. There's never a real need to find anything out there that's gonna make it better. Otherwise, that need is a lack. There's nothing lacking here. So love this might be, you know, where somebody is gonna have some elevation or changes in their life after meeting you, but maybe somebody is going through that or did, where love's on the back burner until I am financially stable, then they'll come in and let love in, and they're money motivated. There's nothing wrong with desiring finances to be a security in your life or to keep striving for bigger goals. But I feel like even if somebody's doing that, they're not realizing an emptiness within them, like a longing they're not wanting to look at. And it's like they get the trophy, but it never really feels like the prize. I feel like with this partnership coming in, or you're gonna connect to, or already did, the prize is to be in the now, to be in someone's arms. I feel like it's super simple. Maybe somebody made something so complicated. Always had a plan. I feel like if there was a plan, there was a bigger divine plan that's giving somebody a little push. I am thankful to have you in my life for both the small and the large things you do. That's what I saw. It's like the simplicity of something is more true. I always want to mock those birds. Chickaree, 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 choo. I don't know what that bird is. If you know bird calls, maybe you know what that is. There was a turkey yesterday. Okay, I'm a dork. I'm going to keep going. Wow. Well, before I keep going, I looked at that. That's at the bottom. So someone, definitely the energy here. If somebody was only in the material world before, now they're a spiritual girl or a gal. Enlightenment. Somebody's seeing many different facets of a situation. They don't just have dollar signs coming out of their brain. Now it's the energy of memory, crystal, energy. The truth has been illuminated, and I can't hide from what you've shown me. So for some of you, you may have shown someone a hard truth, or maybe, you know, something they super cared about. You were like, oh, that's nice. But maybe that's also the other way too. Maybe somebody actually came down and helped motivate you on things that you had spiritual insight on, but there was a way to like ground it, grow it, elevate it. Yes. Let's continue. Let's get a couple tarot, and then we'll circulate back to the book on the prayer. Let me look through my bag here. Be right back. All right, I have the tarot of the Black Rose. So let's get you a few messages here. What I should have done when I paused it is looked up those Roman numerals in that book, so I found them faster. But let's first get a couple tarot messages for you. What are some current messages of insight to help the collective? I just heard process something, figure something out. Let's see. What would be helpful to know? What is the current energy? Ooh, what's that? Well, that would be you processing something. Two of Swords, figuring something out. You know, is that the best way or is that the best way? Should I go that way? What's the best decision? If you go that way, that could happen. It could be that somebody was really in their mind to the point where it's like they got super glued to the fence they were supposed to get off of a while ago. But it could also be where you need to weigh something out to see what the best direction is. Not making a decision is still making a decision, but usually this is now a choice. This is where someone knows they need to choose. Maybe somebody is or was always choosing, you know, a career, getting their, you know, everything together. But maybe if you're going to grow old with somebody, you need to be involved in that process, not just, you know, come in on their planning. I feel like somebody had to replan something. Somebody had to change their mind. Look at these flamingos, they're so cute. There is something about stepping stones here. And it does look like somebody was blindfolded to the truth. So there's something about you make this person feel light as a feather. Or you put a light in their heart. You even bring this peaceful energy to their mind. But this could be where somebody feels like they made weird choices before. I'm getting they wanted to, even you told them, you know, they should maybe go in that direction. And they were like, nah, and they went a different direction. And now they're like, oh, I should have listened to the collective. I should have gone in that direction. So it also has to be where somebody is confident enough to know that F-ups, flubs, you know, going down the wrong road or making the wrong choice can be beneficial if you learn and you don't choose, you know, the same thing that wasn't working again. Otherwise, that just gets you in a cycle or a loop of weird. I feel like this person was waiting a long time to make a decision. And I feel like these thoughts of you're not guaranteed how long you're going to be here. What is a gift is today is kind of coming in somebody's energy, maybe by divine insight. And I feel like somebody wants to, I'm getting like pull something together or put something together, make some changes now instead of always waiting, but always wanting. Let's see, clarify why is the Two of Swords here? Who's making a decision or changing their mind, or maybe because it's two swords, it has to do with a conversation, a back and forth communication of truth, of ideas that you exchange, even like a brainstorming session. Sometimes if you can't see something clearly because the blindfold is on you, something's happening in the dark, or somebody came and put that blindfold on somebody. Nope, you don't want to see what's going on here. Keep that blindfold on. I like your choices when you're blind. Then somebody is listening different, hearing their higher self, and recognizing the truth of their heart rather than maybe misinformation that's being presented to them. That was weird. Tell us about this choice, please and thank you. What is this Two of... Oh yeah, that's not a divine situation, but it could be that somebody is kind of moving right now under the radar or making a decision on their own to move away from any kind of energies that pulled them out of alignment. The Seven of Swords, I always get so many different energies with that card. The Seven of Swords is sometimes somebody having to be cunning, having to play their cards correctly so they don't show their hand. I'm not quite sure what that means, but if there's like a weird situation going on and you know if you're in spiritual alignment here and there's a big group or one person that's not in alignment, you know you can lead a horse to water, you cannot make them drink. So to sit there to say, hey, you guys are doing this weird thing, or hey, I know you're really deceptive and you don't lie and you don't do that, but is that person really going to hear it if they're in a low vibration? Probably not. It's going to probably be like talking to a wall. So if this is somebody who recognizes that there's something that doesn't vibe with them anymore, especially if they are elevating, then sometimes it's the old Irish exit. You don't need to make a big stink about that situation. Just exit the premises, exit the partnership, exit the platform, whatever you need to do, and go to where you feel aligned. Because if somebody's staying where there are vibrations that feel icky, they're constantly going to be pulling the wool over someone's eyes, or creating confusion in their decisions, or trying to, because it can be like a manipulating energy, but it could also be an avoidant energy. If this is somebody who just wants to avoid the weird energies, sometimes that's good. But if this is somebody avoiding their spiritual insight, or avoiding a deep connection, or a true soulmate energy, then, I mean, that could be like a runner thing. That could be somebody who was avoiding something because they're afraid of the depth that it has, or how deeply they feel. So they pretend that everything is fine, or they don't really want something deep, or they don't even have the hots for you at all. They just want to be friends, whatever it is, but that's not the truth. So they're not only deceiving who they want to tell the truth to, but themselves. And if somebody is in any kind of atmosphere or environment where they're constantly thinking about you, making these plans and having these dreams with this underlying sexual attention about how, you feel like their prayer come true, and like the stars aligned for you to be together, and they are not making actual changes in their life to have that be reality, then they're living where they have a mask on. So it is liar, cheater, thief kind of energy. Whether they're lying to someone else, lying to themselves, or lying to you. But sometimes this is somebody that just takes what they need, leaves what they don't, and just kind of moves through the shadows. I'm even seeing like the wallflower. Maybe it's somebody that now sees the writing on the wall. This could also be somebody changing habits, or changing old patterns, or changing their weird, ways of the past. If they're in alignment here, then all of that's going to start to feel uncomfortable until they are finally forced to do something different. But I kind of feel like, because I felt like somebody put that blindfold on whoever this is making a decision. Maybe that was that person and not your person. So if this person has weird ass energies over here that are always in, I hear whispers, like whispering. Wow, you have the Chariot at the bottom, whispering like confusion, which is manipulation. If somebody has an agenda, no matter how they do it, whether it's that they're bold and direct and try to overpower someone or have that sense of control, or they do it by other means, because people can do that with a big old smile on their face, whispering sweet nothings. Or it can be that I'm kind of getting the non-threatening threat of not having drama. So if this person has used drama and somebody is making the decision to just, like they don't want to battle someone because that's uncomfortable. So they'd rather just be complacent to not deal with it. And I'm getting that that's getting old and stagnant. I also feel like somebody is going to really listen to their insight here to know if there's a foul energy, a wolf in sheep's clothing around them. It looks like somebody's on their destiny here. I mean, you got the Chariot, man. You got the Chariot, which is, maybe I like that it's like a little My Little Pony. The ponies aren't pulling the Chariot is moving itself. Also, when I look at that Chariot, I never saw that before. It looks like, when you go to a hotel and they have those like dollies that they put all your luggage on, or like at an airport or something like that. Maybe somebody is moving. I mean, this is moving. This is victory. I looked at that 2828. It is destiny. It is being on the road to success, but it's all over success. It's forward movement. It's getting in the car and hitting the gas pedal, not idling it there forever. Maybe somebody has to move their gas pedal away from somebody that was being a weird co-pilot and reading them the wrong map or trying to narrate their story. Because if this is anyone who has an agenda for their own reasons, maybe this is even somebody that saw that your person had a lot of money. So they do or say whatever they need to be around the finances. Or to be even just seen with that person if that person was popular. To be with the cool kids. But that's not somebody in somebody's energy because they love their soul. They just love their stuff. This is more soulful. You know, the Chariot, it's a 7. It's a spiritual path. If this is upside down, somebody idled the car too long, got frustrated when, you know, they didn't put the sails up properly or a storm came. It's like they got off the wrong road and continued down the wrong path instead of using the map to get back on the right highway to success or highway to love. It's like they went to the highway to hell instead. Maybe somebody went to they felt like they went to hell and back to be with you. That was really weird. I just thought of What Dreams May Come, which, by the way, is an amazing movie. Amazeballs. And it has to do with twin flames or soulmates. If you've never seen that movie, definitely watch it. If you haven't seen it in a long time, maybe rewatch it. I feel like somebody doesn't want to wait till the next lifetime to get to be with you now. I feel like that was an ending. So let's do it. Let's see what this is about. Let's go to the prayer. What is this? Number LXV. So let's see if I can find, let's see how fast I find this. No, that's XL. Maybe somebody's extra large. XL, no. That was in there. That was stuck in the wrong place, so maybe some of you need to see the moose. Number 50. Maybe some of you live up north. You connect to somewhere around Maine. I actually I was gonna do nerd things on this because that book is so crazy. I actually did write on this one. So stay focused on your goals. Keep your head held high. I just thought of when you walk through a storm, keep your head held high and don't be afraid of the dark. From Carousel. I just went musical on you guys. At the end of a storm is a golden and the sweet song of a lark. Walk on through the rain, walk on through the wind, though your dreams may be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. I think I got that almost right. It's been a while. I did play Carrie Pipperidge when I was in high school in Carousel. Keep your head held high. Strength, power, pride, responsible stewardship, coexist with wildlife. I feel like some of that was maybe coexisting with your wild side. Is that a song? What is that? Wild Thing. You make my heart sing. Whatever that is. What is this? What am I looking at? I got all off track here, guys. LX. Oh, wait. LX. I got it. V. No. Yes. Oh. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I'm out here on the beach. So, what is prayer? When we are in a state of prayer, and when are we not? To whom and what do we pray? Archetypically, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking. That spins us towards illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego. Even that. beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Perfect. I did say something about extra large, right? Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Interesting that you are the center here of somebody else's thoughts, and that is saying that they are in this energy of prayer because they're manifesting you. I never heard, that's kind of interesting. Others say prayer is a natural result of, guess what? This did come full circle, guys. What a cool reading of gratitude, which came through. This person, like, oh, I just thought of 10,000 motherfuckers. I just said a bad word. If you've never heard that song just does something. It's Jason Mraz, and it is so beautiful. And there's a line in that, and it says, they say if you sing, you're praying twice. Don't that sound nice? So rise up, go on and give it a try. To sing out loud. We can be 10,000 motherfuckers singing proud, singing glory, glory, hallelujah. Yeah, that'll do. It's powerful, and I think it's only a live version that he does. Others say that prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simple surrender or service, whatever prayer is for you. This card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. She also has beautiful boobs. A side note. Oh my, never quite noticed that in this. It's like she had this like sheer dress on and then went swimming. So bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. Didn't I say, yeah, that'll do in that song? Yeah, that'll do. Nothing else will do. When light, offering to be of service and asking for guidance. When dark, it's expecting results, pushy energy, holding on to something, you know, and it's a big word, aggrandizement, aggrandizement. That's a weird word. And go deeper, it's to ask to be of service. Every song, kiss, breath, word can become a prayer. It is a feeling, not an action. Consider the ancient mantra, Ong Namo Guru Vin Namo. I bow to the creative consciousness within. I bow to the teacher within. And experiment with the act of bowing down. Nearly all spiritual traditions make a practice of prostration, surrender, faith, gratitude, love, truth. With this, I bid you adieu. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading was helpful. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.